Hey everyone! Happy Friday Eve, as we call it here on Thursdays. Not really. I just heard that this morning for the first time, so I'm going to start using it every Thursday. Welcome. This is the September 2019 release roundup for Alexa. So we're going to cover some fun things today. I got really lucky. I've never hosted this before. I got really lucky to host this one because at the end I'm going to get to unbox some new devices. So you may have heard that we had a big event here at the Spheres in Amazon or in Seattle. And we announced a lot of different devices, so I want to talk about some of those and show them to you too. So I got to play with those. We'll talk about those. We'll talk about a lot. So here's the agenda we'll cover today. And first of all, I want to kick it off by saying congrats to all you developers out there, and hello. I see N Jose is on. Hey, Urban Blaster. I hope Denver is nice and cool today. Hey, Kimberly Powell. Good to see you as well. But congrats to all the developers. So we reached a milestone that I'm really proud of all of you for, and that's 100,000 skills developed now. So 100,000, that is a lot. It's growing so rapidly, and it's because of people like you. So thank you from me, and then I'm sure I speak on behalf of the team when I say thank you as well. Hey, N Jose, I'm good. Glad to be here. I'm in the Seattle office today, so I'm always happy to be in Seattle. It's nice. As you know, as you probably know, I'm down from Texas usually, in Texas, and it's really hot. And up here right now, it's perfect. So I want to spend more time here for sure, especially during this time of year. Okay, so 100,000 skills. I saw another stat I wanted to share with you too. And I want you to think about this in terms of ISPs, in-skill purchases. So you know we've been talking about ISPs a lot lately, and the reason is we get over 1 billion requests and interactions with Alexa a week. So 1 billion per week. Someone asked me the other day, is it worth learning how to do the ISPs? And absolutely it is. It takes you maybe, I don't know, it would take you less than an hour to understand the concept of ISPs, and then to finally build it into your code you'd be running in less than a day most likely. So hopefully that will get you excited hearing about all the billions of requests that you get per week, and maybe trying to monetize on some of those. So as we go through the agenda, I want you to think about ways you can use ISPs in some of these new releases. All right? So let's start off with the first one. The first one is the Alexa Web API for games. So the Web API for games is really cool. Now you can, let's see, here we go. Now you can use, or soon you can use things like HTML, WebGL. Let me show you a little bit here. Let's see. WebGL. All right. So Canvas, so if you're used to building skills, you obviously started building them with just voice interactions. Then we started getting these multimodal devices like the Show and Fire TV, and now you can build for those. But now think about ways that you can actually start bringing in some really cool things like animations. Let's see, vector graphics. So if you think about vector graphics, that can scale nicely on a big screen, and also the small screens that you'll be designing for. So those are really cool. I hope you take advantage of that. The preview for that, so if you are a game developer or you want to start building rich experiences, is here, and we'll post this to the show notes. But I want you to sign up if you're interested, the Alexa Web API for Games interest form. So sign up for that. That's one of the first releases I want to talk about. The second is really exciting too. The second is announcing support for US Spanish. So now you can build your skills with US Spanish support. And now coming soon, we're going to have multilingual support. So you'll be able to have a skill that you can add a second language basically. So think about building a skill in English and then having a same version of that skill in US Spanish. And now when you're asking your skill to do something, you can ask it either in English, or customers can ask it in US Spanish dialect, and it will answer and use your same skills. So you're not building two different skills, but it's offering those two different variants of the language. The same thing for Indian, Hindi, and English. You can do the same type of setup for that. All right, so that's a fun one. I hope you have fun with that. Now, this next one I want to talk about is really fun. This was released at our Big Devices event. So we announced our first celebrity voice, and the first celebrity we're going to use for this is Sam Jackson. So Samuel L. Jackson doing a celebrity voice. I'm not going to play this video here. I want you, if you're interested, to take a look. We'll post that link as well. But take a look at the video on YouTube and see it. You'll be able to purchase that for 99 cents here in the very beginning. So if you get it in 2019, you can add it to your Alexas. There's two different versions. There's a standard version and maybe a salty language version if you're into that with Sam Jackson. But I've got to see a little bit of this. It's really exciting. I'm just excited for the Neural TTS. So if you haven't listened to the Neural TTS, which is a new speech generation, audio generation technology we're using, you should listen to that. It sounds very, very, very natural. We're able to take celebrity voices like Sam Jackson's, and then instead of reading this script of all of these utterances and all of these numbers and letters even, we're able to take a good batch of it and then use a neural network to train on words that he never said, but it sound natural. So I hope you enjoy that as well. All right, let's go on to the next one. So this is APL general availability that came out here in September. That is something you probably know about, but if not, APL is the Alexa presentation language, and that gives you a way to use templates and these custom components to build multimodal graphic experiences. You can have images, you can have sounds that play. If you follow on our other Twitch stream called the Voice and Robotics Twitch stream, we have used it now we have a robot that has a Raspberry Pi attached to it and a camera, and we can tell the robot to move around the house and then take a picture, and then the picture will be annotated with boxes, but it will also identify things in the house. So right now we've identified people, we've identified objects, but then we've taken that picture and that annotated picture and sent it to screens with APL. Really easy to do, to just upload it to an S3 bucket and have APL look at that and put it on the screen. So you could say, Alexa, tell me what my robot sees, and then see that in APL. A question here from Oxygen Box: will developers have to detect if celebrity voices are available and leverage them? That's a great question, Oxygen Box. I don't know the answer to that one. So I do have some support staff behind the scenes here that are going to help me answer questions. I'll see if they know it. But that would be really interesting, actually, because then you could say maybe a famous phrase from a Sam Jackson movie, so I can understand the reason for that. That'd be great. Thanks for that question. No skills as of now, so no skill access probably as of now, Oxygen Box. But that's really good. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is the Alexa Education API. Well, let's see why it's not loading. There we go. Alexa Education Skill API Preview. Now, this is really cool. I'm thinking about ways to use this already. But I don't know if you have kids. I have kids that have homework, and I'm able to log into a site. I'm able to click through a few things and get to their test results or their scores or their homework assignments. And it's good. It's really handy having that. I'm actually glad that my parents didn't have it, because I probably got away with a lot that I wouldn't have gotten away with in this modern age. So I'm glad to have that. But now you just imagine an API where you can build skills that do that for you. So in my case, I might build a skill that says, Alexa, ask my homework checker if Lily has a homework assignment tomorrow. And it would go and make a call, an API call, and then return a result that you can respond back. So think about that in terms of ISPs. What if you had a skill that offered some general functionality like that, but then use this education API to build in ISPs to make it more functional? Maybe instead of just asking for the homework, ask her when it's due, or if there are other people that you've collected, like you've connected with other skills that might have the same homework, that they could build a user group to share and to study. Let me show you a few of the API commands just so you'll see those. So here are the ones that you can use. So you'll be able to get your profile of your student, coursework, and it works with things that if you have kids or if you use these before, like Canvas, Blackboard. Let me see this list here. Here we go. Blackboard, Canvas, Coursera. I'm sure most of you have used Coursera, Kickboard. So you'll be able to integrate with those partners and then get the data out that you need. Let's see, any more questions? Okay, good. So that is Alexa Education Skill API. Now the next one, this was our #1 feature request, and it has been for a while. This will allow you to invoke a skill through a routine. So if you've made a routine before, you're familiar with this. If you haven't, I have a routine. For example, when I come home, I say, Alexa, I'm home, and my lights come on, and then some music plays. When I say, Alexa, good night, the lights go off, the front door locks, my garage door goes down. But now I can add custom skills. So if I had a skill, I could add that as part of the routine. It's really easy to do. There's nothing you have to do to opt into this. This is ready for you. So you'll go to your Alexa app. You'll add a new routine, and then you can just add a new skill to that routine. So but in addition to turning on lights or locking doors or closing garage doors, you can also invoke a custom skill. And I don't know what that custom skill might be. Maybe you have the new a new Alexa-enabled smart oven. Maybe you want to make sure the oven's off or turns on, whatever it might be. But you can start having custom skills. And again, it's really another neat opportunity for using ISPs. All right. There is, let's see if we have, I don't think there was a sign-up form for this one. The education skill might have one. Let me go back to that one and make sure that we have that in our chat so you can have it. Yeah, so here's a, for the Alexa Education Skill API, I'm not sure if it's posted, but I'm going to go ahead and post it here. Leo Alexa, I like it for sleep time and invoking. Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that too. So invoking sleep sounds would be perfect. So if you want to add that to your routine, perfect, easy way to do it. All right, so here's the link form for Alexa Education Skills, and it goes into more detail about the partners that we're working with to provide that data. But I'm already thinking of ideas for that one. That's going to be cool. Okay, let's see. That's routines. And then the last one I want to talk about for right now is the LEGO Mindstorms Voice Challenge. This is a challenge we just kicked off on September 24th. This is a way for you, if you're a builder of some sort, like a robotic builder, especially with Legos, this is a voice challenge for those. So you're able to build these custom Lego sets that do really cool things and all respond to voice. If you haven't had a chance to look at this page, I want to post it here because I want you to take some time maybe today. Hey, Soundmaster AJ, welcome. Take some time maybe today and look at this elephant one. Maybe it's in this video, but there's an elephant one. And so you can interact with this LEGO Mindstorm through your Alexa. You pair it via Bluetooth, and the nose will come up. You can feed it some little green pieces of leaves, and it has a color sensor to know if it's food or not. It makes sounds. It'll go to sleep if you tell it to go to sleep. And this is all something that was custom built. It's not anything that you can't build yourself. We have the code for it. You can build all of this. But there's a challenge now where you can win $100,000 worth of prizes in order to build these things and to try to win. So different categories for you to look at, different prizes, different offerings. So check those out. That is the Alexa LEGO Mindstorms Voice Challenge. Let's see. Leo Alexa says no sign up for routines and nothing you have to do to enable it. It's all GA. So it's all GA right now, which is great. Okay. So I think now let's get into the new devices. So we had this event. If you want to read more about the event, there's kind of like a blow by blow, minute by minute update of the whole event. So if you weren't able to watch it or see it, or any of the highlights of it, this is actually pretty good to go through. So go through this and you'll get to see all of it. But I want to show you a few of the things now. The first thing I want to talk about is the new Echo Dot. So you're probably familiar with the Echo Dot. It was one of my favorites. It's still awesome, but now we have even more awesome things. So the Echo Dot is now been refreshed with something that makes it so great. Right now, it's just called Echo Dot with clock. It's got a clock on it, and it also tells the temperature or the or timer. So if you set a timer, it will show you the timer countdown. I think this would be a really good device, a bedside device. So you're able to see it. I've tried it. This light is not very bright, so if you remember the Seinfeld episode where Kramer slept next to, what was it, the big chicken, the neon chicken sign, and turned out orange, that won't happen with this. It's really nice. I think if you roll over and look at it, you're not going to wake up from the brightness. So I want to show you what that looks like in person. So this is it. Looks just like the Dot you're used to, except now it has this clock on the front. So I can do things like computer, set a timer for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, starting now.
So you can see the timer counting down, which is really good. I'll let it finish just so you can see the end. Computer, stop. Computer, what's the weather outside?
In Seattle, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for showers with a high of 61 degrees and a low of 51 degrees.
Good, okay. So it said 54 and I started turning the volume up. You see the volume indicator on here too. So that's a new Echo Dot. I really like it. I really love having this clock. I am already thinking of places to put this in my house. And I think you'll really like this one too. I believe this one is available, but let's check it real quick. Some of these are coming out later this year. Some are available very soon. So let's do Amazon Echo Dot clock. Let's just make sure. Hey, Jomo Code, welcome. All right, let's see. October 16th, so very soon. And then you get a Dot 2 pack. Yeah, there's some deals too. You can get the Dot. You get it with a smart plug. So check out the different deals. If it's time for a smart plug, these are really good too. We're not going to cover those here, but if you don't have one, it makes enabling a device, basically giving Alexa controllability to a device, really, really simple. I have one on my Christmas tree, so that's good too. All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is the new Echo Show. So the Echo Show 8. So if you remember the Echo Show 5, this is actually what I have in my room right now. This is a perfect device, especially for multimodal interactions. So the touch screen, being able to swipe and do things. If you don't have one, this is really neat to look at. But if you want a little bit larger one, then we now have the Echo Show 8. So this is the 8. This is what it looks like. Works just like the 5. So I can do things like Amazon, Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Seattle, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies.
Alexa, show me a recipe for bread pudding, which is my favorite dessert if anyone needs to know. Alexa,
I like a star.
show me a recipe for bread pudding. That's hers. There we go. So, I'm kind of curious to know what she was going to tell me about her favorite dessert. Anyway, so this is great in the kitchen. I've got one of these in the kitchen, not the new one yet, but this would be a great choice for your kitchen or anywhere, maybe your office, anywhere where you want to kind of interact with the Alexa a little bit more visually. All right. Let's see, Oxygen Box. It would be cool if developers could access that display. So I'm guessing you're talking about the display with the dot to display a skill timer, score, etc. I agree. In fact, Jomo Code does a good episode on Game On, so our Alexa game and leaderboard thing. It'd be really cool if eventually we can add a leaderboard status to that. So maybe
Would you rather for kids enabled?
maybe we can do something like, Alexa, what place am I in a certain game, and it will show you. I think that'd be good. And even like more options too. Like I've been playing Monopoly with my son, and I can say, Alexa, what is the price of a hotel on Boardwalk? It'd be cool if you could show numbers on there, $400 or whatever it might be. Okay, the last device I want to talk about here is the Echo Buds. This is the favorite one I got to play with. This is why I said I was lucky I got to do this release roundup, because of these. These are fantastic. So I like to run, and I wear a similar pair. It's not an Echo brand. It's an older pair from another company, and they're not great. So if I take them out and I put them back in the case and I don't turn them off, they still run. The battery runs out, so then the next time I want to go run, I open them, there's no battery. These aren't like that. These are different. I'll show you these, and I got to take these out last night. So I took them on a little jog last night. It's got some neat features I want to talk about here. So first of all, it comes with a really nice case. Make sure you can see this. The case itself charges, and it holds a charge. So you can get this case, it will hold a charge. I believe that the charge time is 20 hours of charge on this. So you don't even have to have it plugged up all the time. If you're on the road a lot, charge it before you go. Take your earbuds, you wear them around, and then when you put them back in, they have, by the way, about a 5-hour battery life, 5 to 6 hours, depending on your usage. When you put them back in, you don't have to have this plugged in. They'll start charging from this. So that's one feature I really like. The other feature, like I mentioned, is if I take these off and I'm playing them, as soon as I take them off, there's a small IR sensor. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but it's inside here. And so it knows when it's in my ear and connected to, or near my face. When I take one out, it actually pauses my music, which I really like. But it also knows, okay, hey, they might be turned off. I take them both out, then it turns them off. I can put them in the case, and they don't run out of battery when I'm not using it, which is really nice. There we go, life of earbuds. 5 hours of battery life. Charging brings up to 20 hours. Good, thanks, Kim. Another thing I like too is a lot of it is touch-free, but if I want to use touch, I'm just going to put one in so I can hear you. If I want to use touch, I can double tap to change the mode. So what she just said when I tap that is noise reduction on, and it uses Bose technology to do noise reduction. So it will filter out a lot of the sound. I can double tap again, and she says pass-through on. So pass-through is where it lets audio come through. Now the cool thing about this, I'm starting to get to the age where I can't hear as well. In the app itself, when you go to the app, you can edit a lot of these options. And one is the pass-through level, so it has a 1 to 5 level. And so I can actually increase it to 5, which makes these inconspicuous hearing aids, I guess. So I can wear them and actually hear people a little bit better. So on the way to work this morning, I wore these. I went pass-through mode on so I could hear traffic and people coming up behind me as I walked in. But if I'm on a nice run, or if I'm in a loud area where I want to block out sound, a quick tap will give me noise reduction. I really like that. It's got 3 different microphones on it, so 2 on the outside and then 1 on the inside, so it can hear you speak to Alexa, ask for next song, ask for directions. Another thing you can start thinking about is localization. So now that localization is released, which means you can get the latitude and longitude of your users, think about neat ways you could build skills that use the location of a runner or a jogger or someone that's outside and on the go. This is basically Alexa on the go, so they could be anywhere, and maybe they can ask for the nearest coffee shop. For me, I might ask for the nearest trail to run, or maybe a restaurant if I'm out. So think about ways you can do that, and again, think about the ways you can make in-skill purchases to make a little money on that. The final thing I want to talk about with these is just that you can also interact with Siri. So I'm on my iOS device, I can interact with Siri. I believe Cortana support is available too, but let's make sure. Maybe someone in our chat can help us with that. But I like being able to switch it. So in the app, I can say when I invoke when I do a hard press to invoke an assistant, for example, it might bring up Siri, and that would be good if I wanted to access Amazon Music for whatever reason, or something specific to my iOS device. But then I can change it to Alexa and then just have Alexa do the normal things that you and I are used to with Alexa. Soundmaster AJ says, location APIs, yeah. Soundmaster AJ says self-guided tours. So self-guided tours would be great. I think there's a skill, it happened here maybe, but if not, that's really cool too. So if you're getting a latitude and longitude, you're able to use that and say, here's what happened here, or here's where we could go next. And maybe you're on a ghost tour. It's kind of getting to the ghost tour time of year. That'd be a really cool skill to build too. Other assistants, supports access to Siri or Google Assistant from a support device, just press and hold. Okay. And then Michael Bender, hey Michael, can I ask Alexa to talk to Siri? I always felt they should be friends. Yeah. Computer. Are you friends with Siri?
I only know her by reputation.
So yeah, that's really cool. I love these earbuds. I think they're going to be really good. So, or Echo Buds. I think you should try them out, obviously, and they are available pretty soon as well. So let me show you that. I believe they're at the end of the month. Okay, so October 30th, 2019. You can go ahead and pre-order those now. Okay, so that's the new releases. I'm happy to go into details on any of those. So if you remember, we talked about the Games Web API. That's coming soon, and there's a release, or there's a sign-up form for that you should check out. The US Spanish and multilingual mode. I think Herman has a really good post on that. If not, I believe this one is in the show notes, so be sure to check that out from the show notes or the stream chat. Celebrity Voices is coming soon. I'm really excited. Let me find this Neural TTS real quick and show you this, because there are ways to play around with Neural TTS that you can really get an idea of what it does. That's not the one. This one. Okay, so yeah, so go through these, listen to the original and the transferred and the synthesized. You can hear the different ways, like you're used to hearing it one way and then hear it in Neural TTS. I think you'll really like that. Hey, Startup Santana, welcome back. Okay, we've talked about APL generally available, and I'm really excited to see what you're all building with APL. I'm still getting into APL and learning how to do that. So the things you're building and the things I'm watching people like Jeff Blankenberg build on his stream are really inspirational. So I keep getting inspiration from you, so please keep building those. Alexa Education Skilled API, that's a fun one I'm going to play with myself. Just having that access to those services is really nice. Invoke custom skills from routines. Again, that was the #1 request, and I'm glad that's finally out. Really like to see what you do with that one. That's a neat one. And then Lego Mindstormers Voice Challenge. So we're covering that on our Voice and Robotics podcast. We'll also have a few episodes throughout the coming weeks. Maybe we'll have office hours if enough of you want those. We'll give office hours on that if you're starting to build and you need help building that. Don't forget our normal office hours, and don't forget Voice and Robotics. Tomorrow is a special early episode since I'm here in Seattle. I'm going to do one early for our European friends. So it'll be 7 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So bright and early if you're here, and then maybe a more manageable time for people across the pond. All right, any other questions? Any questions about the devices? There are also some that we didn't talk about that I'll show you. Let's see. So one is the Echo Loop. The Echo Loop is a Ring device. So it's Alexa built into a Ring that you can wear. It's got a small speaker. It's got microphones that you can talk to and then get advice. This picture is actually perfect. I probably have needed that functionality so many times. Instead of pulling out my phone and like, what was the recipe? I forgot the recipe. I know I needed one more thing. This will help. So Alexa, what's the recipe for the bread pudding? And then she speaks it back to you. So that's nice. Let's go with Alexa frames or Echo frames. These are Alexa enabled glasses. You may have seen those. What I really like about them is they look like normal glasses, but you get the benefit of having Alexa talk to you and be able to talk to Alexa through those. Great review of the audio pass-through functionality. I'm going to order them because of that. Awesome. Thanks, Soundmaster. That's I think it's great. I love having that, to be able to boost that up and get more loud audible voices from people. Michael Bender missed all this cool stuff because of lunch. Really losing us East Coast folks. Yeah, Michael, I hope you. I know you're in Jersey. I hope you're able to. Let's close that. I hope you're able to join the robotics podcast. It'll be 10 o'clock for you there. Maybe it's a little better. Can you please give an example Alexa ring? I don't have that with me. So thanks to Kim and our devices team for getting us the new Dot and the new Echo Show 8 and the Buds, but I don't have all the other devices. That will be out soon enough. So these are called, if you'll look here, I think we call it a Day 1 Edition. So what we're going to do on these Day 1 Edition devices is build a device, kind of imagine like it's a beta, not really a beta, but it's a, let's show you this, let's see if you like it. And if you like it, we're going to double down on it. So if you like the Ring, if you like the Loop, and if you like the Alexa-enabled glasses, the Echo frames, then we'll know that from your reviews and from order history, and then we can really double down on these. But I like the concept of Day 1 Edition. It gives us a chance to iterate fast. We always do here at Amazon. This is just another way for us to iterate and make sure that we're focusing on what you really want. Do you know about release dates in Mexico? Hey, Rockadeus. I would like Buds and the Loop. Mexico release dates. Echo Loop, Harry Potter skill. You quote a magic phrase. Cool sound effects place. I love that. Yeah, maybe it's swinging the ring. Maybe you could. I don't think the Loop has the accelerometer in it, but that'd be cool too. So Rockadeus, I don't know about release dates in Mexico yet. And let me see if this Amazon page. If I change my locale here, will it tell me? It doesn't say it's not available in Mexico, but I don't know for sure. So I'm sorry I don't have the answer for you, Rockadeus. We'll try to get that and get that back to you. If you want to email me at jeffnunn@amazon.com, I'll get you an answer. And you can also follow me on Twitter and message me on Twitter if you'd rather do that. I'm JB Nunn on Twitter. Jawwork, any idea when Alexa Auto will be available in the UK? I've managed to get one, but can't add it as a device yet in the UK. Okay, that's another question I don't know the answer to, but I'm glad you got one. I've got one too now. I'm really enjoying it. I'm figuring out the best ways for me to use it. You can't add it as a device. Yeah, there's workarounds that have gone around for some of that where you set your locale to US, but you shouldn't have to do that with your device. I don't want you to have to do that and change it every time you would just want to use the auto. So don't do that. But I don't know that either. So email me and I'll get you an answer that way. Let's see, startups. Just wondering, since Alexa is more of a personal assistant, how will it be useful in the public place like a mall, etc.? If you're referring to noise cancellation or being able to detect requests in a loud place, that's something we actively work on. There's actually a good blog post. I believe it's here. If you go back to the main Alexa blogs, so I think I was there already. Let's go to blogs. There's a blog post that talks about how we do it. Dinner party. Cocktail party. So this is an active research area for us. And we do things with like beamforming microphones that can actually locate the source of the audio. The Buds, for example, do that. So these two external microphones on the outside and the third one help do that. So in noisy places, I was able to do it this morning in Starbucks. It heard me just fine. So I think there's been a lot of research done and improvements continue to be made, but it's really good right now. Let's see. Serg, this is all really good, but it'd be great to have more European languages. Not much opportunities to use it here. So, Serg, what European languages are you interested in? This is good. As you know, like we've shown here, like customer requests drive a lot of the development. So let's put in another +1 for whatever you want. Soundmaster says, since the glasses are tuned to be ideally loud just for you, I'm sure there's something noise compensates. Oh, for the Ring. Yeah, for the Loop, I'm not sure how that works. I haven't done extensive research on the Loop yet. And sir, let me know the languages you'd like too, so I can take that back to the team. These are good questions. Any more questions about some of the other releases? One of them that I really want for my house is the, let's see, 3D audio. Here we go, Echo Studio. So if you get a chance, watch some of the videos with Echo Studio. It's really good. There are some neat configurations inside the device that make it sound like the audio is coming from different places in your room. So sounds like it would be a perfect addition to a home theater. Oxygen Box says there are videos on YouTube on the loop and frame that demonstrate how they work and their usability. Thanks, Oxygen Box. Any examples of the web API for games? No, not yet that I know of. I've looked for some. The one thing I do know is, so if you think about, let's see, WebGL. Think about where Alexa visual development is now with APL, and it's good. You can do pictures, you can do some animations and things like that. WebGL is really going to help you, and Canvas, using the HTML Canvas tag, is really going to help you build some compelling graphic experiences on these devices. So WebGL will let you use JavaScript to, I thought there would be a good video here, but use JavaScript to make 3D objects that spin around or you can interact with. So I think it's really going to open up the Echo for some serious gaming, and then gaming always leads to ways for developers to make more money. So you can make some neat games, start doing ISPs in these games. I know we've had examples of buying packs of lives or buying extra I don't know, turtles for your cars that shoot turtles, things like that. But being able to use the Canvas tag and WebGL in the new design will really be helpful and really open up a lot of possibilities. Serg says Norwegian, Sweden. Okay, so those are good ones. We'll take those back to the team for sure. Believe, well, we'll check on these. Thanks for that. Startup says, what about sensitive data when we are in the public place and using the Alexa Ring? Sensitive data, yeah, I mean, it'd be like anything else. If you're on a phone, you're probably going to look around once or twice before you give out your bank account number or your social security number on the phone. It'd be the same way when you're using a device like this. It doesn't have to be an Echo device. So you'll always want to take care to make sure, just like if you were at an ATM and someone's behind you, you probably don't want to punch your number in with them looking over your shoulder. Maybe you're hiding it. It's the same way, but we're now doing things with voice. So if you're going to give sensitive information in public, just find a quiet place away from everyone. My concern would be that the Ring gets loud enough if background noise is too high, then gets quieter if there's low background noise. I wouldn't want to disturb others unnecessarily, was my point. Okay. Yep. So you're saying if I ask the Ring a device, and maybe you're saying the same thing, Startup, when I ask something and then Alexa speaks back, how can I keep it quiet? In that case, too, it'd be the same thing. You want to make sure that use the ATM analogy again. So you're not going to hold your loop or your glasses up to a microphone. You're going to have it close to you anyway. From what I know about the loop, the speaker is not loud. It's loud enough for you to hear it up close, but it's not loud enough for someone to hear it across the room. And the loop, the frames are the same way. And Soundmaster, the one thing I don't know is if that volume varies depending on background noise. So I wonder if I can find that real quick. Echo loop variable volume. It's so new that it's going to be tough for us to find much data on it just through Google. It's probably going to be some internal looking for me, so what I'll do is we'll figure this out internally and see what that is. I'll get with the team and find out if that is variable. So I'd love it if you can email me just so I can give you the response. If not, then we'll try to give it maybe in the next office hours as a follow-up. Let me take some notes just to make sure I get these. So I'm going to open up something else here, and so I'll get, so Serge says, does Echo loop? I'm going to paraphrase and say have variable volume. And then we need language support. Norway, Sweden, other European countries. Okay. Let me know if I've missed your question too. Oxygen Box says loop looks like it's meant to be held to your mouth and ear. Yeah, I know the speaker is very tiny, and so it probably makes sense. Thanks, Alexa. To hold it to your ear when you're wanting to hear things. Have you been able to experience the Echo Studio? No, I'm excited to experience that. So there's a video that I watched last night where we take, and it's a public video, so you can find it. I wish I had it here, and it might be on this blog. I'm going to look for it real quick so we can paste it. But they took people that were real customers and blindfolded them, put them in a room with the studio in front, so sitting, it looked like maybe 5 feet in front of them, and then let them listen to the sound, and then took their blindfold off, and all the people talked about, oh, I thought there were speakers over here, and I could feel a woofer over here, so I think that'd be really great. I'm definitely excited to try that. It might be just on this page. Yeah, here are the speakers. I still don't know how it works. I wish I knew how it worked. Adapts to any room. I don't think we'll find those videos here, but let's see. It might be just on our blog, our day one blog. The day one blog, if you don't read this and you care about the things we release, more often, then the day one blog is a really cool thing to keep up with. Yeah, I don't know where those videos were. So if we find those, we'll paste them. Womming 1980 says another feature request to German Alexa is whisper mode. As far as I know, that's something that is being worked on for all of our languages, but I don't know the status of whisper mode. But thank you for plus oneing that. So whisper mode for DE. Startup, is it possible to use only the Alexa Ring without the smartphone mobile phone? It still needs to be paired with the phone right now. So you'll still have to pair that with the phone. Just like the buds still need to be paired with that to get the audio from your phone. Let's see if I missed anything else. Nope. Okay. So day one blog we know about. I'm going to give Finding the Studio video one more shot. Echo Studio. What do we call this? Customer reaction? Let's see what happens. I mean, these are third-party sites. I saw it on one of ours, so I'm not sure where that video lives. That's okay. We'll have. I'm sure you'll be doing your research, but if you get it before me, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. This voice is great. I hope you enjoy that one too. Let's see. Here's the studio video. Ah, nice. I love having smart people behind here helping me out find these things that I can't find. I think. Oh, we're gonna play it? Is it a link? Oh, there we go. We have a link. Yeah. 1 second. There's no audio? Oh, there's no audio. Okay. That's all right. Jason Aldean's the country music artist of the decade? I had no idea. All right, so did you ever play that game where you talk for people in videos? We should do that. But then I'm really not going to be able to do it by myself. And we're not going to make that sound from the studio. So watch this video. At least the link is in the show notes. Oh, I know what happened. Maybe this is muted? Nope. Who knows? That's okay. A good video, 2 minutes long, worth your watch. I think you'll like it. Let's get back to our chat window just so we can have that. All right. Good. No iPhone love, disappointing. What Michael Bender, in what regards for iPhone love? What device? Soundmaster AJ, my email, I'll paste it right here. There we go. Jeff Nunn at Amazon.com. Michael Bender, they will probably have iOS support in time. What device are we talking about? Studio video. Oh, day one loop and frames. I see it now. Thanks, Oxygen Box. Day one loop and frames are Android only. Okay. And remember, on day one products too, it's something that we look and see if we're gonna like it, and we're gonna like it, and you're gonna like it, and then we double down on it. Okay. You're welcome, Soundmaster. Please email me, and I'll make sure we get you the answers that you need. All right. Any more questions? I would love to know. Does anyone have an idea how they'll use APL now with these extra APIs, loop and frames? Okay. In addition to such devices, it might be useful to have a similar device with some UART GPIO breakout to connect to custom devices. It would. It would. There's something else we released. Let me show you this. We're getting close. Like, there are components that make it a little more accessible. So one of these is Amazon Sidewalk. So imagine this uses a frequency band, 900 megahertz, where it's a small device that can basically build like a mesh of network things. So if you do have a robot, imagine like if my robot that I'm building right now, that we're building on the Twitch stream, if I made it like a sidewalk navigation robot to go down the sidewalk, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's looking for potholes in the street, it would eventually run out of my Wi-Fi signal. The sidewalk project lets you add these devices that will extend that range and then report back. So it's really good for IoT. So it's not what you're asking for at all, but it will help complement that. So once you have these set up, and just imagine that you have a whole neighborhood with these small devices that battery operated and can retrieve data or get data and then pass it back along through a chain and back to you and control things. So it doesn't answer your question, but it will have a purpose that will kind of tie into your question later. So you're saying, though, I think you're asking for. We actually have this. Like, if you think about AVS, Alexa Voice Service, it's not a Amazon produced device that you're talking about, but it is being able to take a device like a Raspberry Pi, and then which has GPIO, or an Arduino that has GPIO, and then put a wake word engine on that device. So AVS provides the functionality you're talking about. It's just not wrapped in a nice product like we've seen today. But if you like that, and you're going to be at reInvent, then we have at least one workshop on building that exact situation. So you take Raspberry Pis, they have a small microphone and a speaker, and then you add the wake word engine, and you're able to say, Alexa, make my robot do whatever, and it works just straight on that device. So maybe that solves what you're looking for. We'll cover that actually on the Voice and Robotics podcast. We haven't got to that one. That was the third method of communication. So the first, we looked at Bluetooth with the Alexa Gadgets toolkit and custom directives. Then we've looked at using MQTT messages to pass data back and forth between a robot. And this is the third method that you're talking about. All right, any more questions? Let's do a quick poll before we end this. What is, out of the three you saw today, Echo Buds, the new Dot with the clock. Remember, the clock can do timers, temperature, and probably more things to come that I don't even know about, or the new Echo Show 8. So out of those three, if you could get one, I'm excited about Sidewalk 2, Soundmaster. If you could get one today, if you could only pick one, which one would you pick? Startup. One of our friends is also coming out with something there. I do not know what technology they use for AI. Yeah, it's the neat thing about AI. It's like, I don't really like the phrase democratized AI, but that's kind of the phrase that's thrown around right now. But it basically means anyone can do it. So you start up, me, anyone can do things with AI and with frameworks that are available that previously took a really advanced degree to do. So I think that's really cool. Soundmaster AJ Buds, yep. Let's see. Serg says there is a project on ESP32 by its producer. Good. New Dot. I love the time. I do too. So right now I have the small show by my bed, and it's really good for that. But I think this might be a better fit. And I can move the show to somewhere where I can actually look at the screen more. But I really would love just to kind of roll over and see that time instead of having to look at a screen. Buds, but they were not listed. So show. Complete live blog. Good. Yeah, go through that blog. It's really fun. You start at the bottom. So if you go to the blog, make sure you start at the bottom and then work your way up. It's got a minute by minute, basically, update. Oxygen Box has the Buds on pre-order. Perfect. Echo Show 2, they are similar, right? Yes. Michael Bender, Buds, but for work, Show 8 will be more significant. That makes sense. Buds are going to be my go-to device. Like, I do have an iPhone, but I don't have the AirPods. I've used my old version of something that looked like these for a while, and I've never been happy with them. So this is going to be much better. The Ring looks handy. I agree. And then last thing on the show, like and on APL, I would really like to see someone that's good with WebGL and with Canvas. Like I've done some of this before, but mostly it's taking a sphere or a cube and rolling it around. I have no idea what to do with that, so I'd love to see what you do with it and maybe get some inspiration from that. All right, I think we'll call it a show. So I want to thank everyone for coming. Congrats again on the 100,000 skills. Don't forget that a billion requests per week is a lot. If you can just capture the tiniest of fraction of those with an ISP, I think you'll kind of enjoy that. What else? Stay tuned for office hours next week, and then tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific is the Voice and Robotics show. One more thing. Do the buds allow announcements? Oh, that's good. That's a good question. So announcement is Alexa announce dinner is ready, and it announces it. You can announce everywhere to all the devices. Do the buds allow announcements? Leo, is Leo still on? Leo might know the answer to this. If so, the boss could use them to tell people to get back to work. Oh, the Echo Glow. Let's cover. I want to show you that real quick. That's really, really cool. I don't know about the announcements. That's a great question. I would imagine they do, right? They're another device in your list. So if I go to my Alexa app, I go to devices, it's in the list. I would imagine you'd have to have them turned on, obviously, and in your ear, because if they're off, you're not going to get it. It's probably like the, hey, Leo, do you know if I'm wearing the buds and we get an Alexa announcement, will they go to the buds? That's the question. 1 second, startup. I'll get to that question. It looks like a good, but I'm going to find this. I'm going to find this glow because this has actually got a lot of potential for games too. Where's my? Here we go. Glow. Oh, let's go back one. All right. Startup says, could you please suggest like which of the new devices is good for giving as a memento or gift, along with building a few skills? Okay, Glow. My suggestion for that would be a device for the screen will kind of give you the functionality of everything. So there's the Glow. So if this would be a great one actually too. As a gift, I've received a. Okay, so Leo says it handles notifications. That's great. Thank you. As a gift, I've received an Echo Show, the small one before, this one, the 5-inch. This is perfect because it's an Echo, so you can do everything you can do with an Echo, but you get APL and you can do the video things. So I would look at that as a gift. If you want to go spend a little bit less money, then the Dot is always a great choice too, and especially this new Dot with a clock. It would be a fantastic gift. Echo Glow. So the Echo Glow, yeah, so just like it says, you can set to cascade through colors of the rainbow, light up with your favorite colors. You could ask for a flickering campfire light at night. I think it'd be cool to have a couple of them next to a TV, and then maybe you say set up action movie mode, and so maybe it's a pulsing red. I don't know. You can have a lot of fun with those. You can also build a game. So I think we've talked about this before, but I've maybe just talked about it on another podcast. But think about a game where you walk into a cave and you say, Alexa, light my torch. Maybe that glow lights up like a nice orange. So you're having an experience with the game, but you're now also having these devices that can kind of make the whole scene a little bit deeper and richer. Echo Flex. Let's see. Soundmaster says, I can imagine some very useful skills. Yep. And then support of proactive notifications. Mobile client doesn't, and it is sad. What about support? Leo, do you know if it has proactive notifications? Let's look at this Echo Flex too. Oh yeah, the Flex is, so this is cool. Basically, it has a small speaker on it, so you're having these mini Alexa devices wherever you can plug it in. The speaker is small, so it's not intended to be like the studio, but it is intended to give you feedback and give you messages and announcements, things like that. You can also has a port on the bottom where you can plug in accessories. I believe it has a USB plug on the bottom. Yeah, built-in USB, so you can charge a phone or another accessory too. But yeah, you can add those. You really, I mean, at this point, for $25, that would be a good gift startup because that gives them Alexa and you can put it in every room. All right, let's get away from that giant screen. Okay. Let's see, anything else? I like Flex, okay. Proactive notifications. Okay. All right, I think that does it. I hope you like all the new device announcements. I think it was a really big month for Alexa, and I'm excited to see what you do with everything. So thanks for joining. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.